Welcome to Bright Horizons with
Deb and our Jim. And happy Valentine's, everybody. We promised you our Valentine's show.
Valentine's
Here we are
Day.
in red. Look at this handsome bow tie.
And look at we matched your beautiful blouse.
The red blouse, the red earrings. Happy Valentine's,
the Zsa
everybody.
curls.
Of course, the Zsa curls. Jim loves bringing that up. I love to fuss and muss.
And look at those earrings.
Yes, they're fun. I only wear these for like an occasion like Valentine's
It's a great
Day.
match with the blouse too because the jewels.
That's right, the jewels. The jewels. Wow, can you believe that we're into Valentine's Day? Sweethearts Day. Every day should be Sweethearts Day. We all know that.
Well, the beauty of it is
yes.
love, 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 love.
Love is in the air, every sight and every sound.
Good song.
Okay, let me not go on, because we won't get this show done.
A few birthdays coming up.
Take it, Jim.
Dear friend Elaine Ferretti, happy birthday coming up this Friday.
Happy birthday.
And Manuel Olivier, we wish you a happy birthday coming
happy
up this
birthday.
week.
Happy
And then Milena Lopez will be Saturday, so
Milena
we wish you a happy
Lopez,
birthday.
happy birthday. Happy birthday to all of you.
Yes,
Enjoy.
happy birthday
to you. Happy birthday
to you.
Happy birthday to one another. Happy birthday to you. As my Uncle Tree would say. I heard him coming into the office. That's why he
did. You?
Yes.
What song? Do you remember?
Kansas City.
Oh, Kansas City.
And they won, by the way, Super Bowl.
Kansas City. Yes.
I was so excited.
Oh my goodness.
The Chiefs. They were both terrific teams. Believe me. But I was really rooting for Kansas City, and they did it. And what a game. What a game. Nail-biting, intense,
yes,
fierce.
Going back and forth.
Great
wow.
team. Great. Both teams, congratulations. But I'm happy.
Well, today we celebrate love on Valentine's Day.
Yes, we sure do.
So we've heard this before, but I'd like to hear the love story of Deb and Greg.
Oh,
tell us again how you met.
How we met. Well, let me see. How did I meet my husband? I met Greg in a restroom at Walgreens. I happened to walk into a... I'm only joking. It's not even
I didn't hear this version before.
I'm being very silly. It's not even Friday. I'm being silly. No, how we met was through the restaurant business.
Yes, I know.
And
but tell us the day you met.
Well, the actual day I don't know, but we kept bumping into one another.
Happened?
We kept running into one another, and it
literally
was
bang.
He knocked into me. He had his gloves on. The next time I had my gloves on. But anyway, it was just almost ironic because I said to myself, "What is this?" Each and every time, "Hi, how are you?" And the funny thing is, we worked together for a while, quite some time, and oh gosh. I just thought he was the nicest guy, and I was.
Were you a hostess?
I was a hostess.
The hostess with the mostest.
And of course, he was a chef. And,
imagine seeing this beautiful face when you come into a restaurant and having her greet you.
I love you.
And then place you and bring all this happiness to everybody.
Oh, that was so sweet, Jim. But that's really, I don't want to go on about Greg. Thank you for bringing it up. You know, Jim loves to hear these stories. He's such a true romantic himself. But it was really wonderful because I was working as a hostess. He was working as a chef at the time. And he would stop at the hostess stand. We would talk. He was lovely. I mean, he was just so genuine. I thought, oh, what a nice guy. He was dating somebody. I was dating somebody. Lo and behold, I left. He left. And, of course, we
and then the
into
two
each
souls
other.
and hearts came together.
Yes, and then we came together again. So it just ended up to make up, at the end of the day, how we ended up together was that my older sister, Lisa, her husband had bumped into Greg. And talk about ironic. And he had said to Lisa, my older sister, has Debbie and Greg been in touch? You know, Greg's asked about Debbie. And I said, wow. So she says, he was really asking about you. I said, oh, I remember he's a nice guy. And then we bumped into at the Palm Beach Polo Club. That's where we bumped into each other.
And the romance blossomed.
And then it was just one of those things, you want to go out, blah, 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 blah. He came to my home. My parents met him Christmas Eve. We started dating. We also got engaged Christmas Eve 2 years later.
How romantic.
Yeah, so, yeah, it was really a wonderful thing.
And 35 years of marriage later.
Oh, my goodness. Where does the time go? Going on 36 is July 4th. Oh, my. Well, that's a good thing. It's a good thing. And, I feel it's funny because love is all that it should be. But it's not just about love. It's about liking who you're with. It's about being who you are when you're with that person. I love being who I am when I'm with you.
Yes.
And that to me is most special. If you can't love who you are when you're with that person, then it's not real. That's just my feeling.
Right.
And I feel that what I loved about my relationship with Greg is he never tried to format me into anybody else. It was me. He let me be who I am.
You.
Right.
And what's nice is that you just met in a set of circumstances.
Right.
It wasn't as if you were putting
Right.
pressure on each other to meet in any way.
Exactly. And I honestly, as much as I liked him as I never dreamed. I mean, it was just one of those things. It was okay. Because, I wasn't looking to, so, either was he. It was just one of those things. It worked out. God has a plan.
Yeah, it's interesting because Ann and I met. We were both friends of Connie
Yeah.
Francis, and Connie had a party and invited both of us there. Yet we had never met before
That's-
at
see?
any of the any of the functions. And then Ann came up to me in the kitchen and said, "You look like Barry Manilow," which we've
Oh,
heard
yeah,
before.
yeah.
And I said, "I wish I could sing like him." So it's just a chance meeting, and it's just
it's
wonderful how that
see?
how that
It's
happens.
a wonderful thing, and I love that.
Yes.
And that's what it's about. And it doesn't mean that love has got to blossom. It's just a connection.
Yes.
It's a wonderful thing. And everything has beauty, and but not everyone sees it.
True.
I really think about that a lot, and like I said, you have to love yourself first, and everything will fall into place. And that's. I always joke. I said it to Jim. I said, "I love myself," but you know what?
But you do have to
you
feel
really
comfortable
do.
with yourself
Yes.
and like yourself. Yes.
Yes.
Because if you don't, then naturally you'll have
Yes.
issues throughout your whole life.
Yes.
I wanted to highlight couples. I thought it would be fun to highlight couples
Yes.
today. Now, my sister Angela, who watches our show,
Hi, Angela.
John.
I've never met you yet,
Yes.
but I promise you I will.
and I call her Angel. My
Angel.
father said he named her Angela because she would be an angel, which she has
Aw,
been.
that's
all.
so beautiful.
And it's such an
Well,
angel
I
to so
tell
many
ya,
people.
I've seen pictures of you. You look like an angel, Angela.
Well, she and John
And
met.
being
They met
Jim's
in high school.
Sister, I can imagine.
Imagine they met in high school.
That's
They shared an
wonderful.
English textbook together. Imagine how love.
That is so nice.
The Lord brought those two together, and they will be married 50 years this July.
Amen. That is wonderful.
And we're going to
50,
celebrate it in Positano, Italia.
I know. You were saying that last year. I
Yes.
remember. It's coming up. See how quickly
Yes.
time's going.
So the children, grandchildren will all be there.
Wonderful.
And Ann and I will fly there, so it'll be a wonderful celebration of their 50th wedding
Mwah.
anniversary.
Da 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 da. Okay.
But Positano is beautiful. It's right on the
Oh,
water
really? Oh,
and the
my
view.
goodness gracious.
Now they were on their honeymoon 50 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And they met a
where were they on
couple.
your honeymoon?
They met a couple who are dear friends, Valerie, Rose, and Ted. They were in Bermuda on their honeymoon, and they've remained and become like family throughout the 50 years. It's not like you meet somebody and then you drift apart.
And then you drift, right.
Their
Just kind
children are like cousins with each other. It's just so beautiful. And they met in school also, so that's interesting how
That's nice.
Angel and John met in school, and Ted and Val met in the neighborhood in school.
There's so much to go back on and to relive.
Yes,
and to really
celebrating
cherish.
50 years of
Yeah.
marriage too, so that's beautiful.
You absolutely have to cherish one another. And no relationship, you all have your ups and downs, we all do, but you make it the best you can, and you make it fun. Always remember that you guys are partners, and
Yes.
you're friends, and everything is involved. Just make it fun, make it your way, and you know what? Don't stress out over anything. I'm learning, as I get older, I'm learning that more so, believe it or not. I'm learning that stress is so unnecessary, although we do get it.
And it does harm your body too.
It
so
does. It most certainly does.
wanna keep it under control.
You try to. It's not always easy, but just keep that love in the air. That's important.
Let's talk a little bit about the history of Valentine's Day.
Yes, the first Valentine's, was sent in the 15th century. I did some research
Wow.
on this, and they say the oldest record of, Valentine being sent. Wait, a Valentine. The oldest record of a The oldest record of a Valentine being sent, according to History.com, was a poem written by a French medieval duke named Charles to his wife in 1415. Wow. Charles penned a street note to his lover while he was imprisoned in the Tower of London at just 21 years old. Did you read about that?
No.
Anyway, so that's what I got on that. One of the lines in the poem says, "I am already sick of love, my very gentle Valentine. Swoon."
I think you have to the old English.
Okay,
yeah.
I think you do. Yeah, I kind
Understand the
of
old
started
English.
reading that thinking, okay.
But when you think about it, if that still exists, that must be worth a lot of money. That Valentine, hundreds and hundreds of
Good
years
point.
old. It's probably a collector's item. I could see it
Wow.
framed somewhere in some
That's
collection.
a good point. Yes.
I also wanted to highlight my cousins Fran and Bernie who watched the show.
Fran.
Married more than 70 years. Imagine.
Amen. Congratulations to you both. God bless.
And as I've said before, it's so beautiful to see long-term marriages like you and Greg
Yes.
as examples of love, that endures. It's just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So
Thank you. Yes, it really is.
it
And,
would be a
we
wonderful
always-
Valentine's for Fran and Bernie.
Yes. it's wonderful to have the love every day, but it is made for that. But today, make it your day, make it special in every way. And if by chance something pops up, you're not able to, you have tomorrow. Every day is Valentine's Day.
The
Keep that
sun
in
will
mind.
come out tomorrow.
Bet your bottom dollar
That
that
tomorrow
there'll be sun. tomorrow, okay.
Love you
Tomorrow. The tradition of giving Valentine's Day flowers dates back to the 17th century.
Yes, flowers, flowers, flowers.
Giving red roses may be as obvious romantic gestures today, but it wasn't until the late 17th century that giving flowers became a popular custom. In fact, the practice can be traced back to when King Charles II of Sweden learned the language of flowers, which pairs different flowers with specific meanings
Right.
on a trip to Persia. So that's very interesting.
Red
Yes.
is passion and love.
Yes, I think
It's
it says that
wonderful.
here. Yeah,
You know,
it's amazing the things you find out. It's like really.
each February I highlight couples in my newspaper
Yeah.
column.
I know
So
you do.
I wanted to relate a few more of those. Nellie and Gus, they watch the show.
Hi, Nellie and
Yes,
Gus.
I call him the chancellor because he was
I
chancellor of the
remember you said,
university,
I love that.
and she was a professor, so I call her professoressa.
Say it again.
Professoressa
Professoressa.
in Italian. He was teaching a class, and she was a student in the class.
Now that's a love connection.
Yes, and their eyes met, and the rest is history. So it's just beautiful love story.
Aw.
Now she was an Oscar de la Renta model when she was a teenager. She was discovered by I forget who discovered her, but she was walking along, and you often hear those stories. Like Lana Turner, I think, was discovered
Yes.
at a
I think it was a
lunch
Schwab's
counter
pharmacy.
or some. Oh yeah, Schwab's pharmacy.
Pharmacy. I remember that. Yes.
Well,
Of all things, you
Nellie
sitting there. Yeah.
was discovered, and she became an Oscar de la Renta model. But she would only model conservative wedding gowns and
Yeah.
things like that.
I've seen pictures of you. You're absolutely stunning.
Yes.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
So I'd like to highlight their love and their marriage. It's many years. Of a
Congratulations.
beautiful marriage.
Happy,
Yes.
happy, happy.
Yes.
Valentine's Day and happy
Yes.
anniversary.
Yes.
That's lovely. I thought these stories just touch my heart.
I know.
I don't think we can really get enough. I really.
I've
truly-
got more
I
to
can't.
go, but I
Please
I
do.
just
No,
want
no,
to
no. Keep
sprinkle it with
going.
others.
Let's sprinkle everybody.
Okay.
We're here to sprinkle you with love.
This love story began in 1950. In fact, they went to my church, Maria and Hans. Okay,
Maria
and
and
I would
Hans.
see them and it was so beautiful because they would always be together. When you see a couple always together, and you could feel the love.
You could feel it.
And I really didn't know them initially. I would see them at church, and then we became friends, and they became clients, and it's just such a beautiful, beautiful love that they share. But they were both raised in Germany, in a small town in Germany, and in 1950, Maria and her parents came to the United States. And back then you had to be sponsored, or there was a quota, so
Okay.
they came to the United States. But she had met Hans in the little town in Germany. And then he came to the United States about a year later.
Very nice.
Now, when
Very
he
nice.
left, when she left, he gave her stationery because he wanted them to write love letters.
Oh, that's so sweet. I
which
love
they
that.
did for a year.
They were pen pals.
Yes.
I remember those days.
And the love interest grew.
Aw.
Now, this is interesting, too, because she and her family were there waiting for the plane to land
Mhm.
when he and his family would come from Germany. Well, unfortunately, some legal complication occurred, and the plane, they couldn't greet them. They had to go to Ellis Island, and here Maria and her family are waiting there at the airport. It was called Idlewild back then,
What was
which
it
is
called?
now Idlewild. It's
Okay.
now Kennedy Airport. So they were waiting there, and unfortunately, Hans didn't get off the plane because it had to be diverted to Ellis Island. But they did.
What a story.
They
Wow.
did connect eventually,
Aw.
and when he saw her for the first time, he had brought an engagement ring for her. But the European custom was a gold band. You give it to the female, and she wears it on her left hand, okay, while they're engaged. And then on the wedding day, they transfer it to the right hand.
Really?
A lot of Europeans wear their wedding band on the right ring finger, I noticed. Now she
okay.
said to him, "That's not acceptable. I want a diamond engagement ring."
She said that.
So a year later, he proposed and gave her the diamond engagement ring. So it's just a beautiful love story,
That
Maria and
is.
Hans. And
I love it.
it just continued for so
Stories
many,
to cherish.
yeah, so many
always.
beautiful years together of love. So I'd like to highlight Hans and Maria's love story.
What a story! I love it. Are you kidding? You can't get enough. As I said, you just cannot.
How much do the average American spend on Valentine's Day?
They spend a lot.
How much?
A lot. Oh, about 20 billion.
Wow. It's
That's
a
all.
big,
That's
big,
all. 20 billion.
flowers and cards. That's the big industry.
According to the National Retail Foundation, about 20 billion on Valentine's Day gifts in 2019. We're expected to be more, but yeah, that's enough. That's a lot. Yeah, that's yeah.
Keeps the
Including-
economy going.
Yes, it does. Most, and including 2.4 billion, they say, on candy alone. That's
Yes.
just on candy alone. So
Oh,
it's
I
interesting.
forgot about candy because I'm not
That's
a
right,
big candy
yeah.
eater.
No, I know you.
Chocolate.
He's so good, Jim. He's so disciplined.
And
he
the
works out.
heart-shaped boxes.
Yeah, do you remember like the little hearts that had
Yes.
be mine, my love,
Yes.
hugs, kisses, all that? In fact, I think in 2019 there was a shortage on them, if I'm not mistaken. I heard something about that. Who knows? But
Yeah, those little
I
colored
remember.
candies.
Yeah, remember those?
Yes.
And they in like preschool and grammar school, your boyfriend, girlfriend, you like take little notes
Yes.
and pass them over.
Oh, that
and
brings
then I
back
had
memories.
I had
yes.
a little love crush, and he would do that, and he would put like a little heart in it, and I would be like, woo, 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 my heart fluttered, At that age, everything's woo, 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 woo.
But I think I
Puppy
remember
love.
we would bring cards for the whole class too.
Yes, I remember that as
Valentine
well.
cards, yeah.
Absolutely,
Which
yes.
which is nice to train children to be so thoughtful of others.
It
you know?
is. It
It's
really
those
is.
little touches throughout childhood that you remember and that create that feeling of thoughtfulness and caring for other people. Just beautiful.
The first heart-shaped box of chocolates was introduced in 1861.
Wow.
And it was created
Must
by
have been-
Richard Cadbury.
Oh, the
Son of-
famous
yes.
Cadbury.
And honestly, I
Wow.
did not know this until yesterday. So the son of Cadbury founder, John Cadbury, who started packaging chocolates in fancy boxes to increase sales, he introduced the first heart-shaped box
How clever.
of chocolates for V-Day in 1861. And today, more than 36 million heart-shaped boxes of chocolates are sold each and every year, and that's 58 million pounds. We're talking of
Wow.
chocolate. That's a lot of chocolate now.
It
Woohoo!
is.
A lot of chocolate. Ay No diets there. We're all going to be bad.
Hopefully it's dark chocolate, the healthy chocolate.
Yes. Oh, I love it all, except for nuts. I don't know. I don't like the nuts in chocolate. They just.
Yeah.
No.
Then
But anyway.
I wanted to highlight Frank and Jerry. Okay, this
Frank
is
and
another
Jerry,
beautiful love
okay.
story. Remember Regine's years ago?
Yes.
That was a very popular night spot in New York City.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah. My
In
goodness.
fact, they had the mirrored ball, and the disco
Yes, yeah.
craze and all of that. Well, Frank was there for dinner. Okay, he's with a group of people, and he looks across the dance floor, and he sees Jerry, and she's dancing.
She's
She was there with a
dancing.
female friend and a male friend, and their eyes met. This is so romantic. Their eyes met. Okay,
Isn't that-
but he wasn't sure because there was a male dancing with her. That maybe that was a love interest. But he kept watching her, and then Jerry went back up to her table, and the other female started dancing with the male friend. So now it was Frank's opportunity to go to
and
say hi to
oh,
Jerry,
Okay, all right.
which he did. And the male friend was not a love interest for Jerry. It just happened to be a friend that was there. They were having a dinner together also. So that beautiful love started at Regine's.
Wow.
And it
Wow,
continues
wow,
to this
wow.
day. They live in Palm Beach Gardens now, and they're dear friends. So I'd like to highlight the love story of Frank and Jerry Morrow.
Beautiful, beautiful. What great stories we have for you too. We hope you're all enjoying them. I know
Yes.
I am just enjoying every bit of it. Every bit of it. Absolutely.
Then I wanted to highlight my nieces because they have beautiful love stories.
That's here.
Jean Marie and Mike.
Gina Marie and Mike.
Yes. Remember, they both went to medical school, so they met in school. And it's interesting, become friend. They were friends first, which is a beautiful way to be.
Absolutely.
And then
Absolutely.
then the love interest grows. But what's interesting with them that I wanted to highlight is his proposal. They were on Lake Como, staying there at a hotel. My sister and John were there, celebrating John and Angel's anniversary, and Christina was there also, my other niece. And Mike got on his knee in front of the family there.
Did everybody know he was going to do this?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
except Jean Marie.
Okay.
She was
Except for Jean
surprised.
Marie. Okay.
And he got down on his knee, and in Italian, he said to her,
I
now,
love it.
Mike is not Italian, so this took a lot of courage for him to learn the phrase, vuoi, V-U-O-I, would you,
Would you?
sposarmi, marry me.
Sposarmi.
He said,
Vuoi
sposarmi.
sposarmi.
He said that in Italian to her. So she
Beautiful.
said, what?
What was that?
He took out the ring, and she obviously knew that it was a marriage
Aw,
proposal.
How sweet. That
And
was lovely. He did it his way.
yes,
You know the song "My Way." He did it his way.
and
It's
they have a
lovely.
beautiful photo of them right on Lake Como there.
Oh,
How romantic.
oh, how gorgeous!
And at their
I love
wedding,
it.
they gave bottles of wine with that photograph of them, and it says "Vor
Oh,
Sposarmi"
oh,
on the
how
bottle of wine.
beautiful!
Yes, so
Now that is original.
yes, and it's so
You know,
romantic.
there's all sorts of love stories, but each and every one has its own little given love. And
Yes.
it's just amazing.
And you never know where you'll
Yeah,
find love.
yeah,
Look, they
we
found
do.
it in med school, in school together.
Right. Oh my gosh. I love the idea they had the photo. And then on top of that, on the bottles, I mean, that is just lovely, lovely, lovely. And then I mean, there's a lot, my girlfriend Nancy, she met her husband in grammar school, junior high, high school. It goes to show you. My
Yes.
parents, for instance, they were teenagers. My mother and father were married at 17. My mom
Where
was
did they
17.
meet?
New York City.
But I
Yeah.
mean, do you know the circumstances how they met?
Well, the circumstances were my mom came from a very small town, Teague, Texas, and my dad grew up in New York City, Manhattan. And my mom had come from Teague, and my uncle, his family in Dallas. To make a long story short, my mom had gone to New York to stay with her family for a little
Right.
bit, and then that's how she met my father. My
Ah.
father was like a little bit of a bad boy, a good guy, but like a Fonzie kind of
Right,
guy.
right.
But he took one look at my mom, and boy, oh boy, I
Fell
heard
in love,
stories,
love
yeah.
at first
And they
sight.
were 15, I think, at the time, and she really didn't want anything to do with him, from what I understood. And then he would chase her like at the delicatessen or the what do you call it? The sweet shops.
Okay,
Back then they had sweet
Right.
shops. But anyway, and for a long period they didn't see each other. And she had gone back to Texas, and then he found a way to get to Texas. It was just back and
wow,
forth,
see
back and
that?
forth.
Yeah,
And
he
then it
pursued
was
her.
just, he most certainly did. And then of course it was just, they ended up being together. I mean, the
Beautiful.
Copacabana pictures of the two of them and friends throughout the years, unbelievable. The memories and I mean, there's so many other
Yes.
stories in that,
It's a
but
beautiful
it's
love
basically meeting as children at that age. I mean, so many people can just reflect back, and even though time goes on, we remember maybe certain things. When it comes to love, you don't forget.
And then I wanted to highlight Christine, my other niece, Christina and Keith. They both attended a wedding in the Philadelphia suburban area, not having met before. So they're both guests at a wedding. They saw each other.
So they're going
They
to.
started
How do you like
speaking
that?
together. They fell in love by meeting at a wedding. Imagine, and then
Ah, it was meant to
eventually they had their wedding. It was just a beautiful love story. So I'd like to
Wow.
wish them, the beautiful love and celebrate
Happy
the love that they share.
Valentine's. Yes, and congratulations. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. My gosh. Oh, wow.
And then whose story I also want to highlight is our dear
Oh,
Marie
you know we
Pinchbeck.
don't. Oh, Maria, we love you, our Marie.
Way,
We love
buddy,
you.
way, buddy.
Hey, Marie. I said to Jim that, I was silly, but you know me, I like to laugh all the time, and Jim does as well. These are silly, but I'm going to say anyway. Why shouldn't you trust a pastry chef on Valentine's Day?
Why shouldn't you trust a pastry chef on Valentine's Day? Why?
Because he doesn't desert you. One more, and we'll call it quits on this. Let me see which is a cute one. I thought that was cute.
It is cute.
No, I don't like that, no. All right, I'll do this one. What did the man with the broken leg tell his Valentine?
What did the man with the broken leg tell his Valentine? What did he tell her?
I have a crutch.
Ah,
On you.
I have a crutch on you,
Okay.
sweetie
So-
pie. That's a good song.
Oh, I have a crush on you, sweetie pie. All through the evening. Da, da, da.
Well, Marie met her husband. She was working in a medical office, and he was a doctor. And the love blossomed. And what a beautiful love
This is
story,
another
Marie.
beautiful story. Absolutely.
And Dr. Pinchschmidt. She actually has a portrait in her home of him. Remember that beautiful painting?
When I walked in, I saw that. I just got such chills. And her painting is exquisite. But it's like he's alive. When you look at the painting, it's like he's looking at you. It's
Yeah.
so gorgeous. There's just no words for it.
And I'd like to encourage all of you to buy her book,
Yes.
her memoir called Life Interrupted, which is the love story of she and Dr. Pinchschmidt. And the beautiful part is she devoted her life to taking care of him when he became ill.
Yes, she did.
And I admire women or men, any spouse or anyone who takes care of another
Absolutely.
is a caregiver.
Yes.
But with Marie, it just shows the depth of her love for
Oh,
him.
of course, of course.
And it is a beautiful love story. So we love to celebrate you, Marie, and Dr.
Mwah.
Pinchschmidt. the beautiful love story that you shared, and the beautiful love that you bring to so many people, including us.
Oh, every day of our
bountiful love.
lives.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Now,
Did
there's
you
a
find a
beautiful,
beauty in there? too?
Yes.
Okay.
There's two. One is a poem called Love Story.
Ah, okay, let's hear that.
Two lovers met at the top of a hill, beneath a sheltering elm, to pledge their vows of lasting love, earth and sky their realm. Cares fled away on that beautiful day, as they loved and touched and adored, promised to cherish, love and obey, neither could ask for more.
Oh, that's
Isn't that
spot
beautiful?
on. Beautiful. Spot on.
The moments of love were theirs alone, at times more deep and rare, than the greatest loves that ever were, with adoration beyond compare. Just the imagery that Marie
She
conveys
captivates
to
every
us.
moment. Every
Yes,
moment. There's
and
not
the
one moment
words.
she doesn't captivate. Absolutely.
Just it was such a beautiful poem. And then she wrote an essay about the month for lovers, which what do you think is? February.
Yeah.
I just wanted to read the first paragraph or the first two paragraphs. Ah, February, a time when our fancies turn to thoughts of love, and she has love capitalized, Love. Let's make a promise to each other, whenever we are in cyberspace, to allow ourselves to love one another. Surely we can do this for a month. Khalil Gibran, he's a famous philosopher and author, said, love is to wake at dawn with a winged heart and give thanks for another day of loving, to rest at noon hour and meditate on love's ecstasy, to return home at eventide with gratitude, and then sleep with a prayer for the beloved in your heart and a song of praise upon your lips.
Oh, beautiful.
Sounds like paradise, doesn't it? Yes, it does, Marie.
Yes.
And thank you for sharing that with us in your wonderful book, Out of My Mind and Into Your Heart. Thank you for the essays, for the poems.
We can never
Marie
get enough of
Pinchman,
you,
yes.
Marie. I'll tell you, you're just
Yes.
an amazing lady. And we have to spend
We
more
love sharing
time.
that with you.
We most certainly do. We don't know what you have planned for Valentine's Day, but before we leave you, we're going to sing a little bit of one song I think you all know.
And I
Ready
also
for
wanted to
this?
mention, I'd like to hear your love stories. So please, either
Bring it on.
private message me or Deb or email. I'm james@jcclaw.com, james@jcclaw.com, and tell me about your love story. I'd love to write about it or discuss it on the air.
That's
If you
right.
want to remain anonymous,
You could do
You
that.
could either have it change the names, or if you want us to proclaim who you are, we're happy to do that.
Just
But
bring it
I
on
just
and
love,
don't worry.
and it doesn't have
just-
to be Valentine's
Right,
Day.
it could be
Throughout the
any day,
year,
like
we
I
like to
said.
highlight love.
Love
which
is in the air
beautiful.
every day.
Yes, so
Yeah, and Jim
please
does write his
share.
columns, so
Yes.
he would love nothing more.
yes, so
That
please
you
share
send
us.
that in,
Share your
so.
love stories, how you met, something about your love story that you want us to know. We'd love to share it. Thank you.
Wonderful. That is such a great thing, I'll tell you.
And this is a wonderful love song. We're gonna sing
This
for
I
you.
think we all know, and we're just going to sing a little bit of it,
Yes.
and then you know how we end our show. But in the meanwhile, oh wait, sorry guys, sorry. Stevie Wonder, you know. Oh,
We'll start here. No
just
chop.
oops,
Oh.
sorry.
Technical difficulties.
I apologize. So sorry about that.
It's called I Just Called to Say I Love You.
Oh boy, here we go.
Beautiful.
No
New
New
Year's
Year's
Day
Day
to celebrate.
No chocolate covered candy hearts to give away. No first of spring, no song to sing. In fact, it's just another ordinary day.
No April rain. I love the lyrics.
No
No
flowers
flowers
bloom.
No wedding Saturday within the month of June. You know, I never really thought about these lyrics before.
But
What
what
it
is
is something
true.
made up of these three words
that
I must say to you.
I just
called to say I love you.
We love you.
We love you. We just call to say how much we care. We just call to say we love you. And we mean it from the bottom of our hearts.
All
I
right.
love that. You know what? I
Woo!
never really thought about those lyrics.
You know, it's funny that you say that. Either have I.
I've heard
I'll
that
tell you
song.
what,
How many times have you heard that song?
and it's so true when you're so caught up in the music itself,
Yes.
the lyrics. When you read, I cut
Yeah.
off, but it's so true.
It's not an
Beautiful
occasion.
lyrics.
I just want to call and say I love you. It doesn't have to be the first.
That's why I said to
it's
Jim,
a-
I said,
yeah.
with all the beautiful, and there's so countless many, as we all know, love songs that
Yes.
can come to, fruition. But this says it all. We're not calling, it's not a wedding day. It's just, I just called to say,
Yes.
I love you.
Yeah.
I just got the
Oh,
chills
I
too.
love
I
that.
love that. And I need it from the bottom
That's
of
beautiful.
our hearts.
I know.
Okay. Are you sick of us singing now?
Anthony Avalon wished us a happy Valentine's Day.
Anthony
Anthony, we
Avalon.
love you. When you coming back to visit us, we want to have you on the show in person.
We are going to do so. Anthony
Come
promised,
away from
and
that
yes.
harsh winter up there and come and visit us.
Fun. We love you, Anthony.
And what a difference a day makes.
It most certainly does.
We hope we made a difference in your lives.
We really hope we have.
Got to get the tambourine.
You know what that means. We can't let this go. I almost forgot it. But when we end our show,
What a difference a day makes. 24 little hours. Brought the sun and the flowers where there used to be rain. What a difference a day makes. And the difference is you and you and you and you.
You better believe you make a difference in our lives. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Yes, we
And
wish you
keep
love.
those love thoughts in the air. And always remember to love yourself, love your family. Take the time for you and your family. Spend as much quality time as you can because you can't get enough love.
That's right. And keep.
Always keep your
Your horizons
horizons
bright.
Until the next time, mwah.
Thank you, and please share.